It's great to have you here at FrightFest. You're here with your film, The Inside. Tell me about your role in it.
I play a character called Sienna, who is the leader of the pack within the 5 girls in the film. She's a very ballsy character. Yeah, she's the one that gets into trouble a lot and causes all the mischief. So she's a fun one to play, you know.
Is that a characteristic that came naturally to you to play?
Unfortunately, yes. No, I am quite opposite to her. I would like to be that ballsy and to have the courage she has, you know. Yeah, so I think that's what attracted me to her. So.
When you kind of put that role away as an actress and you move on to your next projects, you kind of take any of it with you, because as you say, you'd like to maybe be a little bit more like that.
I think in certain situations you kind of think back and say, like, God, Sienna would do this. I wouldn't do this, but Sienna would do this. And sometimes you're like, you know what, maybe I'll pretend to be Sienna tonight. I don't know how healthy that is, but yeah, that can happen.
I like it, I like it. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about the movie, because as you say, it's very intense, isn't it? Yeah. How do you get prepared for those kind of roles?
For that, I'm not normally a method actor, I do Meisner, but for this I felt it was very important to stay in that character. And all the other actors, they're so intense. And so I stayed as Sienna the whole time we were shooting. And in terms of preparation, I let it be completely organic, because I didn't know the venue we were shooting in. I didn't know, we had the script, but then I didn't know how scenes were going to play out, because everything constantly kept changing. Even the monster scene, I didn't see him until we actually shot. So when I seen him, I was like, yeah, this is going to be kind of difficult. I'm going to have some stupid monster come down and be like, ah! But it was so terrifying to me to see this grotesque thing, you know. So yeah, it was actually all quite natural. That doesn't usually happen for me anyway. I'm usually like super prepared, but for this I'm like, all right, it's all new to me, so I'm just going to go with it, you know.
So when you're staying in role like that, like you did for this film, how does that work when you're kind of seeing family and friends outside?
Well, a lot of other actors don't like you sometimes, because you know, especially because my character's so bitchy. I think a lot of people on set thought I was that girl, so afterwards I'm like, hey, actually I'm not her. With my family and friends, I tried not to see anybody, because I didn't want them to have to deal with that, you know. Yeah, so now I just tried not to see anybody while I was shooting. So.
And you mentioned the monster in the film, which is like super scary, isn't it? Oh, what kind of stuff scares you in real life, though, when you're not on set being surprised by monsters?
What scares me? It's definitely supernatural stuff. Violence and things like none of that scares me. I go watch fights and I'm very like all that. But in real life, supernatural stuff, anything, and anything demonic really would terrify me. Now to do, even if there was a room they had painted in all demonic symbols, that terrifies the hell out of me, you know.
And so if you were in a house by yourself in the middle of nowhere and you heard a noise in the basement or the attic, what would be your reaction?
I would probably go check to see what it is. you know when you're sitting in the cinema and you're like, why would you go in there? I would be the girl, I would be the idiot that would be like, I just want to check it out, you know.
So. The fatal mistake, isn't it?
Fatal mistake, but you know, curiosity killed the cat.
And finally, what's next for you now, Kellie?
So next week I'm in Galway. I'm shooting a film called The O'Briens. I play a character called Saoirse, it's complete opposite of Sienna, so a little romantic comedy, so it's a nice little change, you know, now in the rolling hills of Galway, not in a dirty old warehouse getting killed, so yeah.
Excellent. Well, lots of luck with that. I'm sure you have loads of fun and lots of luck with The Inside too. It's lovely to speak to you.
Thank you.